Animal faces. We now come to the most emotive and expressive entity in life, the face, our final study of animal anatomy. Faces are symmetrical. If they were simply flat, artists would still need perspective to show them tipped away from us. But they are far from flat. They are a puzzle of sculpture. When eyes are on a flat plane, as they almost are on humans and apes, that simplifies foreshortening. But on animals with round heads, the distant eye wraps around the roundness. Eyeballs are spheres. The lid is a sheath, usually rather thick, that wraps around the ball. Even though most of the eyeball rests in the socket, the surface is still curved. Be sure of this curve before rendering. Ears are made of varying parts of skin, cartilage, fat, and for moving ears, several muscles. But for artists, an ear is made of one piece, a modified horn to gather sound. Dog ears have muscles in them that when relaxed, they hang. When tensed, they stand up. All ears, including yours, have a bowl at the base called the concha. On many animals it's obvious, but even on animals like cats where it's buried, it's still there at the base. Our noses are measly compared to most beasts. The muzzle of an animal's nose and mouth projects forward. It helps to see it as a cylinder or a box. A box's planes will give you a three-dimensional map to help you conform details, like jowls and nostrils, to the structure. Horse nostrils, like their eyes, face somewhere between forward and to the side. Two cones can help you foreshorten that complex arrangement, but in some extreme conditions when a horse is running, their nostrils may aim forward as assertively as shotgun barrels. Jaws are simple from the side. They are hinge joints. From other angles they may appear quite triangular, wider at the back and narrow at the front. The side of the mouth at some point becomes the front of the mouth. There's a plane change. Canine teeth make a convenient break, acting as front corners of the jaw. An elephant's nose is a trunk which can change directions. The folds and wrinkles on a flesh trunk conveniently act as cross contours, perspective lines. They define the shape of the trunk. Here's an analysis of how to understand the bending form. The boxes are color-coded so that you can keep track of the disappearing planes. Now I'm going to give you the best approach for learning any animal faces, by analogies and comparisons. Animals as people. There are so many variations of animal features that it could take a career to learn them all. Comparisons are the most efficient shortcut and the most fun. Here's a drawing challenge. Try painting a morph between an animal and a human face. These metamorphoses, courtesy of Bain, make the point. The challenge and the learning happen during that transition stage in the middle illustration. Here's a similar and simpler challenge. Gather reference of animal faces, draw them as people. I do this all the time. My sketchbook is filled with looking at animals and thinking of people, or looking at people and thinking of animals. My first surprise, which is a common surprise, was to see how small human muzzles are compared to animals. That's good to see. It helps us notice the forms and not just the textures and details. But there's another advantage, especially if you're a character designer who tends to draw the same character over and over. Animals can inspire new characters, and they sometimes inspire recognizable and universal people types. Expression. Technical skill is the structure, the heart and the arteries. Emotion is the blood. Animal faces evoke feelings. Their mystery, strangeness, splendor, and absurdity are beyond what we can imagine on our own. So the more we feed our imaginations on their appearances, the more we echo their energy into our work. We bring out our talent with lots of practice, and the more enjoyable the practice, the more we keep at it. One way to make it enjoyable is to choose animals we like. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope these lessons have helped you to draw animals, and I hope they help you to give your viewers the best you have to offer. This was an introduction to animal anatomy. An introduction happens before a relationship. If you're going to continue in this, let me show you how to find the best resources I know. At my website, martialart.com, I have a reviews section that includes animal anatomy books. For example, if you want to know more about the hamstrings, this plate from Ellenberger's 100-year-old book, republished by Dover, shows you everything you'd need to know. The same with every muscle. This temporalis, this masseter. I gave you an overview. This book gives you every detail. At martialart.com, I have links to worthwhile books, resources, and my seminars, so you can study further.